In this lecture, I am going to talk about life cycle hypothesis in the night of consumption puzzle. So, in his general theory, Keynes talk about aggregate consumption function, which is of non-proportion in nature. So, basically, his consumption function is of the nature that when income increases, average propensity to consume is start to decline. Okay, so the economists that is working on this Keynesian formulation, okay, they believe that when income of the people start to increase, the component of aggregate demand, this consumption component, is start to fall because average propensity to consume will start to decline. So what will happen is that there is not much profitable investment net. Okay, so economy can face again a kind of depression. Okay, after World War II. So what they have suggested is that government need to intervene when this war finish, second World War finish. Okay, so many economists, okay, have looked at this hypothesis given by the Keynesian economists. Okay, the economists that are working on the Keynesian formulation. So this is let me put it. This is Keynes consumption function. Okay, and I'm not taking government, so this is also my disposable income. Okay, so divided both sides by y, I will get APC C by y. Okay, and this y will cancel out. This is average propensity to consume equal C bar over y plus small c. Small c is your MPC, and this is your autonomous consumption. When income increases, this term will form. Okay, so they think that after one war around finish, okay, from 1939 to 1944-45, when government expenditure will reduce, okay, because during war government expenditure is quite high. Then after a certain period, when people income start to increase, okay, they start to spend, and when their income reach start to grow, so what will happen is that after a certain point they will start to save more. Okay, the average propensity to consume start to form because according to Keynes, okay, saving is a luxury which only rich people can afford. Okay, so as income increases, APC start to fall. So the component of aggregate demand start to fall. So there will be not enough profitable investment, and we can have secular stagnation. Okay, so empirical studies has been done. Okay, when Keynes has given this hypothesis, so 1935-36 data, cross-sectional data, family budget data is taken. Okay, then 41-42 family budget data is taken. It is also cross-sectional. We are taking for a specific period when we are talking about family budget. Then Cyclical time series data is taken between these two one bar. Okay, one bar 1 and one bar 2. Between 1920 to 1940, 1929, not 20, 1929 to 1940 data is taken, and in that some of the Keynes conjecture that marginal propensity to consume lies between 0 and 1. Okay, then when your income increases, APC form. Okay, and the third conjecture, consumption depend on income, or income is a primary determinant of your consumption. Okay, so the first two conjectures that Keynes have, okay, it is more or less satisfied in this cyclical long-term time series data between 1920 to 1940. Okay, but the last one, okay, they say that in the long run there are the determinant of consumption also that you people can see in absolute income hypothesis. Okay, so there is a dip over time in the short-term consumption function. I'm not going into that. So what Modigliani is doing is that after this puzzle arises in the Kuznets long-term time series data analysis, okay, or study between the period 1869 to 1938. So Kuznets has found that there is a proportional relationship between consumption and income. Okay, so he found relation like this. Okay, and this relation is somewhere between 0.8489. Okay, means 84 to 89% of the income, okay, you are consuming, okay, on an average between period 1869 to 1938. Okay, so this ratio is remain constant somewhere around 0.84. Okay, so this is what he found, and later on his this study is supported by other economists also that work on his data. Okay, so this is a puzzle. Okay, so puzzle arises because on one hand Keynes is talking about there is a non-proportional relationship. Okay, when income increases, consumption fall. Here it is saying that when income increases, consumption will not fall. It will be a proportion of income, and that will remain more or less same in the long run. This puzzle arises mainly because in the long-term data, we are getting a proportional relationship. So we find that there is no secular stagnation that is going to happen when income of the economy increases, because from 1869 to 1938, okay, US economic income has increased by a huge amount, okay, but there is no fall in your consumption, okay, as a proportion of income, okay. So and this consumption expenditure, okay, is one of the major component of your GDP, okay. It ranges from 50 to 90%, okay. For advanced country it is 50%, for developing country like India it is around 60%, and for poor country it is 90%, okay. This GDP component of uh, this consumption expenditure, which is a GDP component, okay, does not play a role, okay, as per Kuznets data in determining why economy is going into secular or stagnation period, okay. This is what we can make out from Kuznets data analysis. So when the third conjecture, okay, that consumption is a function of current income, and we are getting a non-proportional relationship, okay. So this thing is shown already. This thing means that when income increases, your APC will decline, okay. So in order to show that this consumption, okay, is not only a function of your current income, okay, there are other factors, okay, that also affect your consumption expenditure throughout your lifetime, okay. That is why your APC is not falling. Several hypotheses is given. One hypothesis is knife cycling hypothesis. So here what Modigliani is saying is that your consumption is not a function of current income, okay. It is a function of your life cycle income, okay. Throughout your life, the income that you are making, your consumption is dependent on that, okay. So what he is saying, I repeat again one more time, in the Keynesian formulation, okay, consumption is a function of current income, but according to Modigliani, your consumption is a function of your life cycle income. I will explain what does it means, okay. So life cycle income, okay, consists of wealth, okay, that you have plus your neighbor income, okay. And in the simple model, I will talk about that later on. So your income, your entire life, the income that you can have, either it is from your wealth and your neighbor income, okay, or from your neighbor income. So this two component consists of your life cycle of income, okay. And income, part of the income you consume, part of the income you save, okay. So your consumption also will be dependent on your life cycle, or you say your neighbor income and your wealth, okay. Okay, this part, okay. So income, your life cycle of income, okay, that you are getting, it depend on your wealth, okay, and your neighbor income, okay. So your total income in your lifetime depend on your neighbor income and your wealth. Since income have two components, consumption and saving, so consumption will also depend on wealth and neighbor income, okay. So this is the formulation that we are going to develop, okay. So basically what we can make out from this life cycle hypothesis is that income of the individual, okay. So basically what we can make out from this life cycle hypothesis is that income of the individual varies throughout their life, okay. And during certain period of time they have high income, okay. So what they do, when they have high income, they save a portion of this income, okay. And when they have no income, they use this saving, okay, to have a smooth consumption level, okay, throughout their life, okay. So this is the basic statement that we can make out. So generally individual want to smooth out his or her consumption throughout the lifetime, okay. So we are going to develop this model, okay, and see how individual is planning his consumption and saving over his lifetime, okay. So here first we are considering an individual that start working at a particular age, say 30, okay. That will be our starting point of the model. We can start before that also, when that individual is not earning, okay, and he or she is only this saving, okay. Their parents is financing their food consumption, or he or she can take loan from the bank, okay. So that kind of model we can do, but in our simplified model we are saying that, and let us start the period when this individual start to work, okay. And after that we are looking at his or her normal life, okay. That means that night time that person have, okay, and his working life, his or her working life, how much year he or she will work, starting from that period when he has joined the job, okay. Then like in the general statement we can say that income varies, we know, okay, but saving more or less we see that remain constant, okay, out of the income. So what we are saying is that net consider that for the simplicity we assume that this neighbor income every year this person is getting is more or less constant, okay, and whatever saving that is happening, okay, in his or her working life, okay, this saving will be equivalently transfer rupee to rupee in the next period in his or her retirement period, okay. So basically we are saying that there is no change in price level, okay, there is no inflation or nothing changing the value of goods that he consumed this period and in the next period, okay, for the simplicity of the model to understand how this individual can smooth out consumption throughout his or her lifetime, okay. And to develop this model, okay, we will start by saying that this individual inherits no wealth, okay, this individual has no wealth from the start of his job, okay, throughout his working life he developed that wealth, okay, he created wealth through his saving, okay, and when he stopped working, okay, he don't have any neighbor income and he will run down this wealth, okay, to maintain a smooth consumption level, okay, and he will not leave any bequest for future generation. So whatever he is earning in his working life he will use throughout his lifetime or normal life, okay, and during his retirement he only have income through saving, okay, that has created wealth, he will run down his wealth, okay, or run down his saving to maintain a smooth consumption path, okay. So that we are going to develop. So initially what we will do, we will have no wealth, okay, so your consumption will be a some proportion of your income in your working life, okay, that is then when you can save, right. So we will see that when that person has no wealth, consumption will be a proportion of income, okay. After that, when he has accumulated some wealth, okay, we will consider a particular time period, say till, okay, and look at how he is smoothing out his consumption given that he has developed certain wealth, okay, and then look at the general formulation where Madhurani has shown that, okay, when individual decide, okay, that how much he is going to consume, how much he is going to save, okay, so that thing depend not only on his neighbor income but also on his wealth. And the short term, okay, we can get a non-proportional relationship, okay. The reason is that in the short term wealth more or less remains constant or not increase in the same proportion that income increases, okay. So income increases more in proportion than wealth, okay, but in the long run as your saving increases, wealth will increase in the same proportion as income. So when wealth will increase in the same proportion as income, so we will see that APC more or less remain constant, okay. So when APC remains constant, that means there is a proportional relationship between consumption and income, and so we will not get secular stagnation, okay. And the reason that we are getting secular stagnation is that because when your income increases in the Keynesian formulation, okay, what is happening is that APC is falling. So here, okay, he has introduced the wealth, okay, or saving. Saving is an important part, okay. Saving is an important part to maintain smooth consumption, okay. So individual smooth out consumption throughout his or her lifetime, okay. So we will see that it is not going to happen that when income of the people increases, okay, they will they will they will reduce their consumption, okay, average consumption, okay. So this is what we are going to look at, okay. So let's start the model. So I am starting from no wealth, okay. This is the first part of the model, no wealth, okay, and suppose this is an normal night, okay, and this is NN years of that person normal life, say 80 years, okay. Say 80 years is his night time, okay, and normal night when he start working, I will start working from say 30. I start this from 0, so say NN is 50, okay. So this is normal life and it is represented by NN years, which is 50, okay. And say I start from 30, suppose, okay, and my working life is 65. So I am working for 35 years. This is my working life, okay, working life years, okay. And my neighbor income, okay, is more or less stable, okay, in every year. Okay, so this is my neighbor income, okay, that I am getting every year, and this is more or less stable. Okay, then what will be my retirement life? This is my normal life, okay, minus my working life, so that will give me retirement life. Normal life minus working life is my retirement life, which is 50. Okay, so this is what we have, and I don't have any wealth, okay, no inheritance I have. Okay, so my total neighbor income, okay, or my total income throughout my lifetime will be total neighbor income throughout my lifetime will be my working life and the income that I am getting, okay, yearly. Okay, so working life is 35 and my neighbor income is, say, suppose 100, so this will be 3500. So this is my total income. Okay, and I have to maintain consumption throughout my normal life, right? So this throughout my normal life I will maintain consumption of C. Okay, so if I maintain this consumption throughout my lifetime, okay, this consumption, that means I'm making it even. Okay, this consumption to be even throughout my normal life. So this should be my, okay, total consumption throughout my normal life, right? Whatever life I have, life spending that I have. So this is my total consumption. Okay, so this will represent my total consumption spending, okay, throughout my life. Okay, and after I started the work, obviously this total consumption must be equal to my total neighbor income, right? So consumption, okay, must be equal to working life, okay, over normal life into neighbor income. So this will be proportion, because working life will always be less than your normal life. Okay, so this will be proportion and must be constant. The consumption is a function of your neighbor income. Okay. Okay, this part is not recorded. Okay. So when this person has no wealth, we have this consumption function. Okay. Consumption is some proportion of your neighbor income. Okay. And this equation is saying is that when this person have working life, okay, he is not consuming his entire income also, right? Every time period he want to consume certain proportion of his neighbor income. Okay. During his working life, he only has neighbor income. During his retirement life, he don't have any neighbor income. So during his working life, he is just consuming a proportion of his income. Okay. So the remaining part that he is saving, okay, he is accumulating wealth. Okay. So that is what I have drawn here in the graph. Okay. And since recording is not done, so let me draw this graph again. So here I have taken time, okay, and this person started job from this period, say 30, okay, consider this to be 0. Here is consumption and income, okay. Now this person has a neighbor income that is stable throughout his working life, and this much is his normal life. Okay, so I am getting stable income throughout my lifetime. Okay, throughout my lifetime till the time I am working. Okay, and we want to maintain a stable consumption that you can see. Okay, stable consumption throughout his normal life. Okay, so this is the consumption that we want to maintain throughout his normal life. Okay, this part is consumption throughout his working life. Okay, stable consumption throughout his working life, you can see it. Okay, and this part is saving that this person have, and when he retired, okay, after his working life, retirement is what, this part, normal life minus working life is the retirement life. Okay, so he this save. Okay, so here he will this save. Okay, to maintain smooth consumption never. So when this person is saving, he is accumulating wealth. Okay, so initially what will happen is that wealth will not increase in proportion to income. Income will increase more in proportion than wealth. Okay, and after a certain point, what will happen is that when it start to increase, then in the long run, both wealth and income will increase in the same proportion. Okay, so this is the maximum wealth that this person can accumulate throughout his working life. Okay, and when he retire, he can run down this wealth to maintain smooth consumption level. Okay, and this person don't have any bequest. So in this point, okay, I have shown that without any well, this person is able to maintain smooth consumption path. Okay, now consider the case, okay, where this person has accumulated some wealth at time period t. Okay, at this time period, this person has accumulated some wealth, say WR, real wealth. Okay, I have written here, and the remaining time that he can work is this much. Okay, with this much time he work on AD. Okay, so WN minus P is the remaining time that he can work. Okay, and he is getting neighbor income of YL. Okay, and this is his normal night that he had. Okay, out of which he has lived this much on AD. So the remaining normal night is this much. Okay, and he want to maintain this consumption level. So I multiply by this, I am getting this equation similar to this part. Okay, right now I have only this much of normal night net. Okay, this much I want to maintain a smooth consumption level, and I have a wealth component. Okay, why? Because I am considering from here where I have accumulated some wealth plus this much is my working night net, so I am getting neighbor income also. So this is what I have written here. Okay, so I take this term this side, so I am getting this two. This is what working night minus something constant over normal night minus something constant, and this negative signs in both same in numerator and denominator. So this term will be less than 1 and greater than 0. So this is clear. So net consider this to be alpha and this to be small c. Okay. So I write this consumption function as alpha w plus small cy. Okay. Look at this term. Okay. This term is equivalent to your Keynes consumption function. If you look at, so it is showing non-proportional relationship. Okay, and let me do the specification again. Okay, what I am saying is that when your income is 0, okay, consumption will be this much, this intercept term. When income is 0, so this is the consumption that you can afford out of your wealth. Okay, and slope of consumption out of your income is small c, which is night between 0 and 1. Okay, because working night is less than normal night, right? So it will have positive slope. Okay, it is going like this, and it is non-proportional relationship. Look at this. This I have talked about normal. Okay, so what happens is that I divide this both side by y. Okay, so what we get is that here your income increases, but wealth not increase in the same proportion in the short term, or it remain constant. So what will happen? APC will decline. Okay. So let me draw this graph again. So when income is 0, this is my intercept, and this is my slope of this 9. Okay, short term proportional relationship. I divided by y both sides, so I am getting this term. Okay, so I am saying that when your income increases, when will not increase in the same proportion. When this is given, okay, so this when is given, my income increases to say y1, consumption increases to c1. Okay, when my income increases to say y2, consumption increases to c2. c1 over y1. Okay, slope is steeper than c2 over y2. Slope is flatter. That means my APC is falling. Okay, in this income level, slope is flatter, so c by y must be less than at this point. Okay, so APC is falling. In the short run, when income increases, okay, when may be increasing, okay, but more or less it remain constant in the short run. Okay, but in the long run, what happens is that your wealth will increase in proportion to your income. Okay, so when your wealth will increase in proportion to your income, this term, okay, APC remain constant. So this two term is constant. If it increase in proportion to income, APC remain constant. APC constant means what? The C by Y ratio will be some constant. That means consumption as a proportion of income you are consuming is constant. Okay. So here, okay, we get the result what Kuznets is suggesting by doing empirical study. Okay, and second thing is that second anomaly is that that there will be secular stagnation. Okay, it is not arising here. Okay, so let me draw the long-term consumption function, then short-term. So in the long run, okay, when will increase in proportion to your income, so you are getting a proportional relationship between consumption and income. Okay, and this is your intercept term. When income is below this much, you can consume. Okay, and when income increases, so when income increases in the short term, okay, what will happen? Given the when APC will decline. So you have seen that APC is declining. Okay, so when your wealth increases, okay, as you move along the time, your wealth increases. So this short-term consumption function shift upward. Okay, so this long-term proportional relationship is a Knox-Cost combination of on this short-term consumption function. Here, what is happening is that for the same income level, see, your consumption is increasing, right? Why? Because your wealth is increasing. Okay, consumption is here, now it is here. Income is saved by 3. Okay, so when your wealth is saved W1, you are able to consume, say, here at this point, say C1. Okay, and when income is 3, you are able to consume here, say C2. Okay, so you are able to consume higher when you for the same level of income. Why? Because your wealth has increased. Okay, so in this way we can see that when income of the consumer increases in the short term, okay, and wealth remain constant, so we can get a non-proportional relationship. But in the long run, when we increase in proportion to income, okay, that means both grow together. Okay, so when your wealth increases, this short-term consumption function will shift upward. Okay, and so we are getting a Knox-Cost combination on this short-term non-proportional relationship. Okay, and that is why we don't have secular stagnation taking place. So apart from secular stagnation, okay, here when we look at the consumption puzzle, so basically in the modidynamic formulation of Knight-Sackin hypothesis, we see that in the short term, when not increases in proportion to income, so there is a non-proportional relationship between consumption and income. As when increases, there is a shift upward in the short term consumption function. So we get a proportional relationship between consumption and income, and consumption as a proportion of income remain more or less constant. Okay, so this is how he reconciled a short term consumption function with long run consumption function. Okay, I hope this is clear. Video last time not recorded. Okay, thank you for watching this.